Well, hello, this is Rosa, rcgkreations. How are you doing today? It's What's for Supper time. I took out ground beef. Up until 2 minutes ago, 3 minutes ago, I had no idea what I was going to do with it. Today's my night to cook, so I was like, okay. So, you know what we're going to do? We're going to do an old favorite of mine that I haven't had in many years ago. Mom used to cook this for Dad. This is one of Dad's favorite meals. All it is cooked ground beef with some seasonings, oil, onions, some bell peppers. She would sometimes put corn if she had it. If she did, she didn't do it. Sometimes she put potatoes in it if she had it. Sometimes she did it. But you make it very liquidy. Okay? So that's what we're going to end up making. And there's going to be more than enough. That's going to have enough for our dinner tonight and our lunches for tomorrow. And then we're going to add store-bought flour tortillas, and we're going to put that on the side. So let's get to make it. Here we go. Okay, so let me bring it down. Okay, I'm going to turn my skillet on. And I'll put this all you want to do right now is brownie meat. Then you want to drain it. And I only got a 1 pound, because I freeze based on 1 pound increments. Okay. And we always buy a tube of whatever's on sale. I prefer the 80-20 plan, but we don't always get that, because if it's not on sale, we don't buy it. Let me wash my hands right quick while that's cooking. We're going to add some canned potatoes, but I'm going to slice those up. While this is cooking, I'm going to slice the potatoes up so I can get rid of stuff, because this entire meal should be totally ready in 30 minutes. At least that's my plan. I don't know what I'm doing that for. I need to get my meat chopper. That's chopped up okay. Let's flip this over so all the meat gets cooked. So lucky this is probably a 75-25 percentage of meat, because there's not a whole lot of oil. Since when there's not a whole lot of oil, I just use the paper towel method to soak up the oil. And I get one of my little, cut your own individual squares. That's going to be ready. So I can soak up my oil. And that's one less pan that I have to wash. You don't want to get your meat overly cooked. You just want to brown it on both all the meat. You don't want no red showing. No pink, no red. Actually, there's a lot more juice than I thought. I probably am going to have to strain it. Got myself a bowl. Got my strainer. Grease is going to fall in there, cool off, and hubby's going to put it in our grease catcher. Okay, see how that's pretty much done? You don't want any pink, no red. Turn off my heat. And I know you can see me a little ways away, but that's okay. Just taking off the excess oil off the back of my pan because I don't want it to yucky at my back of my pan. See that? These pans are over a year old. But see how you can see the bottom of it if you take this little extra step? Okay, back on the burner. Turn my heat back on. I'm going to put the heat on medium. Adding some onions. I'm going to turn that down just a little bit. They're frozen, keep it out of the freezer. I'm just adding onions for flavor, not for nothing else. These are big chunks, so I'll be able to take them out because Hubby don't like onions. I love them. He likes the flavor, but you don't want to bite into one. So they're the big chunks. I always cut up half of my onion batches that I'm freezing ahead of time. I'm just adding salt and pepper. And I cut up big chunk ones so when I make a meal and he's going to eat, that you can see. Oh, that was pepper, darn. I overdid my pepper. Here's my salt. I'm just going to do a little salt. I'm not going to do a whole lot, but I do a little bit. I don't need this no more. Turn up my heat just a little bit more. And what I want to do is just cook the meat, the onion, just a little bit. But I'm going to add a little bit of beef bouillon granules. Mexican seasoning. And buttery steakhouse. I'll be a little extra generous with my buttery steakhouse because hubby and I love this flavor. Stir that up. If there's any big chunks, just crumble them up because you want bite-sized pieces of meat ground in. Move the camera just a little bit. I didn't get my water. We're going to add just enough water for the bottom half of it. You also need water for the little beef granules. Let's do this one more stir. You can cook the rest of this for 15 minutes covered or uncovered. Totally up to you. I'm going to do it uncovered for right now. For the simple fact is I'm being lazy and I don't want to wash another dish. But it really doesn't make a bit of difference. And since these onions were frozen, as they thaw out, they're going to produce even more water. But right now, we want to incorporate all those seasonings with that meat and the onions. So I'm going to leave this on a medium-low heat because you kind of just want to let it simmer. Simmer, but you don't want it to boil. You don't want it to overcook. So I'm putting this on a very low, almost low, but not low, not simmer, but one notch or two above that. Now, while this is going, I'm going to go ahead and come over here and do my potatoes and slice them up. So we'll bring it back in just a minute. Okay, we're back. We diced up those potatoes. They're going to go in this pot. A couple of bell peppers, frozen. I need to empty out a bunch of stuff in my freezer, so I'm trying to utilize everything that I have in there. Okay. Now I'm just going to give this a little stir. Look at all that juice. Oh, forgot my corn. My frozen corn from my fresh husk, freshly husked, hand husked sweet corn. You don't have to, any of these veggies you can add or delete or add your own veggies or whatever it is that you want. The basic point of this meal is to stretch out your ground beef so it goes a lot further and you're adding your veggies at the same time. adding this bee pollen. Hubby don't know it. Shh, don't say nothing. Give this a stir. The corn's still a little frozen. I forgot to pull it out last night, just like my bell peppers, but that's okay because this is going to simmer for 15 minutes. This is more than enough time for it to thaw out. And you see how I got that one little skillet and I've already filled it up. Now I will be adding my lid. Wasn't going to, but I am now because that corn's still frozen and so is that. So I'm going to add my lid. We'll see you in about 15 minutes and then we'll be doing the taste test. Okay, we're back. It's been 15 minutes. Ooh, yummy, yummy. Wish we had smell-o-vision. You can smell it. A quick little stir. And you see all the little soup that's in there? See that? Now, for those who like it, eat the whole thing with the soup. Make it soupy. I personally don't care for it soupy. I love the flavor of the soup. And if this was winter and I was freezing cold, I would definitely be eating this as a soup. So, let's plate this up. Oh, yep, I forgot I did turn off my heat. Take you to the other camera. I'll be right back. Okay, we are back. This is the finished project. Here's all the goodiness. See that? My tortilla. So let's do the taste test. And if I'm waiting for this to cool off a little bit. Now you notice I didn't do a whole lot of salt. I did a little too much pepper because I thought it was salt. And then whatever seasonings. The best part about this menu is you get to add whatever seasonings or flavorings that you want to. Whatever veggies that you want to. The main ingredient is just ground beef. That's all it is. I could definitely taste the flavoring. That Mexican blend. That buttery, Landry's Buttery Steakhouse. Awesome. I could go for a hint of salt, but I'm not going to because the other two seasonings had salt already in it. And I'm trying to stay away from as much salt as possible, so I'm just going to make do with that because you can definitely taste the extra added pepper that I accidentally added. Piece of my tortilla. And I've got the onions, the bell peppers, the corn, ground beef, and the potato. Nothing beats a good home cooked meal. Thanks so much for watching. We'll catch you in the next video. Take care now. Ooh, this is hot. Bye-bye.